lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party.
All right, now we are live. Apologize, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode of nWo. It's being hosted by me today on my channel. I got the crew ready and prepped to come in. The rest of the co-hosts, let me bring them in with no further ado. We're going to bring in our boy Aaron from 49ers First Takes. What's up, Aaron?
What's going on, man?
And make sure to follow him. His YouTube channel is being popped up on the screen at Niners First Takes. Make sure to follow him. Oh, today's been one of those days, brother. Welcome, Aaron. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I know all about technical difficulties. It's okay. Everybody in the chat knows, so it's all good.
Exactly. And then we got our boy Ryan in the house. So what's up, Ryan? Welcome.
What up?
How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good. Get ready for another episode of the nWo?
Never thought we would have we actually have some news today. Interesting.
Yeah, yes, we do. And we're going to get into that. Let's bring in the third guy, Mr. Bashar. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Just trying to get some things sorted out here with technical difficulties.
We're not in a hurry, man. You good?
What's up, Raphael? Welcome, Raphael. John, welcome. Bebop Jones, Don Dotson, Brian Cope, welcome to the channel. Teresa, Terradome's in the house. What's up, Terradome? Welcome to the channel. Good to see you. Make sure to follow everybody on YouTube under their respective names. Support them at their channels. This is another episode of the nWo, Niners World Order. It is being hosted by me on my channel. Today we rotate each and every week. Next week it will be back on Aaron's channel, so make sure to be subscribed on his channel and hit that notification bell. Then I believe it is going to be Ryan after that, and then Bashar, and then it comes back to me. So make sure to follow each and every one of us. So we do have some news. We definitely have some news going on this neck of the woods. I'm excited to hear John Lynch finally speak on some things, some questions that we had. John Lynch was asked and said that Purdy is the leading in the clubhouse to be the starting quarterback. So he's claiming that Brock Purdy is quarterback numero uno. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
It kind of had a feeling that was going to happen just based off how last year ended, right? If Purdy doesn't get hurt, he's the unchallenged starter going into this year. But a lot could change if Trey blows the doors off of everybody in training camp and, makes the Niners where they have a decision that is just they can't say no to. Then, listen, man, it's all about winning, man. Who gives you the best chance? And if Trey Lance is not playing up to snuff and Brock Purdy is, we're not going to see a lot of Brock Purdy in the preseason, but I'm just saying, like, if the 49ers think that Purdy gives them the best chance to win, then that's really what's important, regardless of draft stock or compensation that was given up for him. So not surprised, but like I said, Trey has a chance to undo a lot of that if he performs well in the offseason and does well in the preseason. And, the Niners just can't deny him, but we'll see. We got a long ways to go.
That's good. What about you, Ryan? What's your thoughts?
I don't know if Kyle wasn't or John wasn't talking out of both sides of his mouth, because about a minute and a half later, he says that, Trey Lance and Brock Purdy will have a competition. If there would be a competition in this. So How do you have a clear, defined starter, but yet there's a competition? That to me doesn't make sense. And also, it seemed like that part was totally missed by everybody in the media today. And it was really, it's not even like it was in two different conversations. It's almost in the next breath.
Yep. What about you there, Bashar?
Yeah, great way of putting that, Ryan. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like they'll put out like the most amazing shock value headline to get everybody's attention, but then, like you said, it was in the same conversation. Trey Lance was mentioned, so as long as everybody knows this. Brock Purdy isn't going to be healthy week 1. There's going to be a major shocker if Brock Purdy is going to be ready when week 1 starts in pure football shape, ready to go. That means he was already running around practicing with the team 2 or 3 weeks prior, probably before he steps on the field to get hit. So it's just all about reality and being realistic about it. I mean, sure, Sam Darnold's in the mix, and sure, Trey Lance is in the mix, and Trey Lance is probably going to go head to head with Sam Darnold. So, at the end of the day, Trey Lance's position being a week 1 starter isn't secure 100%. He still has to prove that he could beat out Sam Darnold, and like Aaron said, he's got to prove that he deserves to be where he is. So at the end of the day, I just want to see all these guys compete with each other and come out on top. Whoever comes out on top, I'll be happy with it. But I don't want anybody given anything. And a lot of people on Twitter, I noticed, took this as Brock Purdy just completely handed the golden whatever, the golden trophy. Yeah, something. And he got hurt too. People are ragging on Lance like, oh well, the 49ers had to trade Trey Lance because all he did was get injured. Okay, well, Brock Purdy got injured too. So what's your point? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, dude. I just think all these people are rushing. Oh, this means they're going to trade Trey Lance. This means they're going to trade Trey Lance. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Oh, go ahead, Beto. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Go for it.
I was seeing they had what the heck? It was Mila and the other guy. I'm trying to think of his name. He used to be a quarterback. Big mouth. He's really loud on TV. Not JT O'Sullivan. I'm trying to think of the guy. Orlowski. And he pretty much said this is the off season. What's
fumble?
that?
Yeah, butt fumble.
No, that's not butt fumble.
Sanchez is butt fumble.
Oh wait, no, Sanchez was butt fumble.
Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez.
Orlowski's the other guy that went out of the back of the end zone.
I think.
Orlowski's
Jimmy
the
G
one that
followed
went
his
out of the
footsteps. No pun
safety.
intended.
Yep.
Right. So he was making a comment. He's like, listen, Trey Lance has to get to work this offseason. He's like, he's got to spend as much time at the facility as possible. This has to be all Trey Lance, all go, all offseason. Because he said, if the Niners do, in fact, after all this, say Purdy comes back, because I saw someone like Jackhammer kind of give like a 2-week window where Purdy would actually be ready before the season to start like throwing, essentially, I don't know, behind the scenes, but whatever. Like he would already have been throwing, but he would have been in the place where he could actually start getting game plan stuff in. But Orlowski made it sound like he's like, listen, if somehow Purdy beats Trey out at this point, then the Niners at some point would have to move on from him. And maybe not this year, but it would have to be at some point in the future. Because at that point, you're like, listen, if he can't beat him out again, even in a hampered state, when is he going to? So, and he talked about it. He's like, he's had like 400 some odd snaps since 2016, Trey Lance. Trey Lance hasn't thrown the ball in a long time. He hasn't thrown the ball in a long time, or a lot in, 6 years, 7 years, 5 years, whatever. So, whatever. He has his chance.
Yeah, I
just don't understand how he's supposed to come back. His date right now is like 2 days before the first game of the season, right? And you're talking about Jackhammer's quote is 2 weeks before that. So you're talking about, you think Kyle's going to hand over the reins to this team to somebody who's had 2 weeks in the offense?
I don't think so. No,
whether it's
I don't
Brock
think
Purdy
so
or not. No,
I don't either.
And this is the other thing. If Brock Purdy tries to like get back sooner, Ryan Hensley today tweeted something about, I think it's best for Brock Purdy to. I think it's better for Trey Lance to start Brock Purdy to start week 1. And I was like, I don't think it's good for anybody for Brock to start week 1, not Brock or Trey Lance, because for Brock to start week 1, he's going to have to do something in his, rehab, in his physical rehab to speed it up. That's not something I like. Not in surgery like this, not with any kind of injury like this. You're talking about you could make things worse. You know what I mean? Having to go back in there, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe never be able to have the strength you ever did again before. To me, like, nah. You just say, hey, Brock, you're not coming back to week 5 at least. At least. That's probably the smartest and the healthy decision to do for everybody involved, because you're saying, hey, you don't have to worry about coming back, the week of season. So you don't have to worry about thinking you need to be throwing by this time. You know what I mean? That's not in your mind. If that shit still hurts, don't think about lying to the doc and saying, no, we good. I don't feel any pain. Like, I've played football. You know what I mean? Like, I've told people, I had my VC and my VC4 dislocated, and I wrestled like that. You know what I'm saying? You think something's going to stop me from playing football? If I'm Brock Purdy, do you think anything like that? So if I'm already told, hey, you can't start till week 5 at least, or week 6 at least, you know what I mean? That makes it so now I have all the time I need to really make sure I'm healthy, and there's nothing that I can do to make the process quicker. So I'm just going to make sure I concentrate on making it the best.
Now, you saying about week 5 to bring in Brock Purdy, based depending on how he's feeling. All that's really pressure is going to be on how Trey Lance is doing, or Sam Darnold, and where we're at the season record wise. There's going to put a lot of pressure on the organization to make a decision. I'm telling you, if Trey Lance just starts playing very well, or Sam Darnold does it, they won't wait on Brock Purdy. They'll sit there and let him continue to heal and give him time.
To be clear, the only reason why I said 6 games was that would be like the first he can come back after putting him on IR. So I'm not saying that's my timeline. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that's like the soonest that I would think you put him on IR, 5 to 6 weeks, he could come back.
But they might not even put him on IR,
just to clear
though.
that up real quick.
Got you. But yeah, because, and who knows? I mean, this injury is really known for baseball players, pitchers, and particularly not so much for football players. So this is whole trending new waters for football players. It has happened, unfortunately, twice to two quarterbacks on the 49ers roster. One, Nick Mullins. We're just going to have to see how Trey Lance heals. He did mention that in 12 weeks, we should have a better idea of where we're at with his status. Will he be able to? Now, I don't think he'll go into the off-season practices and come in throwing. I think that's why they have Trey Lance and Sam Darnold to compete.
But they're probably going to bring a rookie in too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're going to draft a rookie to mix in there. And I'm telling you, if Sam Darnold or Trey Lance really hits off well and we're winning games because of our defense, and that quarterback can just manage enough, they'll allow Brock Purdy to heal properly, or even not even rush him back. But I'm telling you, we're losing. If we're 0-3 or 1-4, I'm telling you, that pressure will be on Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch to bring Brock Purdy, whether he's ready or not.
This team this year, with their strength of schedule, is significantly easier than last year. This team has to come out fast. This cannot be another slow start, regardless of the quarterback. Figure out a way to get Trey Lance to be effective, for crying out loud. You have Christian McCaffrey, you have Debo, you have Kittle, you have all these guys that do all the work for the quarterback. If you can't figure that out, then you're not as an elite coach as I thought you were. There's got to be a way. You got to figure out stuff. Give him easy throws.
Use the quarterback as a quarterback. Don't run all that dumb option bullshit that we never run until Trey's the quarterback.
Keep him moving in the pocket. Allow him to scramble. Just don't put him on any design run trash, because that's going to get him injured. My whole thing is this. Trey Lance has a huge opportunity with Brock Purdy not being around. It's going to be essentially like Garoppolo this past offseason. He'll be in the background. You'll probably see him on a side field. They might. Then again, he's not a diva like Garoppolo, so you probably won't see him. But that was That was horse shit last year.
That
What
was
they
so
did with that
stupid.
whole
That
thing.
was so stupid.
Like,
and
hey, look
nobody
at
had the
me, I'm
balls.
pretty.
Nobody in the organization had the balls to step up and say, "Hey, Jimmy, you get the fuck off and go all the way to the other practice field where nobody can fucking see you and not be a distraction." But no, they had it where he was a distraction. That was so stupid.
Purdy, I don't think Purdy would be down for that. I think Purdy's a way different kind of cat. But anyways, like all I'm saying is, he's going to have an opportunity, man. He's got to run with it. I know he hasn't had a lot of reps. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. It's you can't use that excuse. You just have to go in. Dude, Twitter was set afire today. People were going at each other. People were speaking out loud, thinking about other reasons why people are hating on Trey Lance. Like he was in one quote, they said he was spoke over, like they didn't even mention him. And you know what kind of conversations I'm talking about. Man, this quarterback position with the 49ers causes a lot of problems within the Niners fanhood. That's all I got to say.
No, it sure does. Every year we're the most exciting team in the offseason.
It's because we've been dealing with issues with the quarterback. I mean, we have everything in place. We have freaking an offense. We have star players on offense at receiver, running back,
right.
Tight end.
We're
we
loaded,
have a
dude.
number one defense. We just added more to that defense with adding Javon Hargrave. But one area that we've been lacking in, it has been the quarterback situation. And this is why amongst 49er fan bases, we are all over the place because of the quarterback situation. And I think nobody really has their favorite. I think we're just so hungry to get our freaking Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen type of quarterback situated. So we're just talking about how he's progressing and getting better instead of talking about who's going to be starting or who's going to play who's hurt. I think we're just tired of that. And I think not a Niner fan and the fan base are arguing amongst each other because everybody has their take on who thinks we can win a championship with. Some of us think it's Trey Lance. Some of us think it's Brock Purdy based on what he showed last year. And a lot of people are now jumping on the Sam Darnold bandwagon because he's going to be under Kyle. We don't know what he's going to do under Kyle. We can't assume that Sam Darnold is going to be a freaking Hall of Famer just because he's here now. We got to see the proof in the pudding. Now, does he have a better chance to be better under Kyle? And with this weapons around him, of course. Is he ready to lead? I don't know about that.
I just want a Super Bowl championship, man. I don't care by hell or high water who the quarterback is. I just want to win.
Now,
I'd rather
I just want it to be the best person, though, and I want everybody to get a fair shot. That's all.
No, I want him to get a fair shot too. Somebody took something I said on Twitter and like, what do you mean? I'm like, listen, I think it was Ted. I love Ted. He's like, if we had to start a game, I said if I had to start a game tomorrow, I'd want to win a Super Bowl. I said I would go with Brock Purdy just because I know what I'm
read
getting.
that, yeah.
And Ted's like, he's actually injured. I'm like, you know what I mean. Listen, man.
Ted.
Brock had us all going last year, guys. Regardless of who he wanted to be, Trey Lance guys, or we're Trey Lance guys or not. He ran this offense as efficiently as we've ever seen it. Better than Jimmy Garoppolo's ever done it. Yes, there was games where defenses adjusted to him, yada, yada, yada. But this man in the playoffs, his first playoff start, what did he throw? Like three touchdowns and ran a touchdown? And we have like 4 total touchdowns.
What he did is what we wanted Trey Lance to do when we drafted him.
Yeah.
That's
what we wanted Jimmy to do when he gave that contract.
There's some things that he does that could be used against him. There's some habits that he has that can be used against him, and they were already trying to do it in the divisional game.
Yeah,
so
like
he always likes
out of
to
the
break
pocket
the pocket
too much
to the left side.
Yeah,
to the left side, especially to the left side, to the point that they were running stunts so that it would perfectly time the tackle coming around the edge. It would be a late stunt. The tackle would come around the edge right about the time he scamper out the left side. And he was able to, and this is this thing. He has to plant his feet before he throws, because when he doesn't, he can work on this, but with this surgery, he's not going to have a whole off season to work on throwing on the run. Do you understand that? So next season, if he plays, right when he comes back, he is going to have all the same skill set from last year, not be able to really improve on any single one of them as far as his arm goes. There's not going to be any different angles. You know what I mean? He's not going to, like I said, not going to be able to stop, plant his feet, throw. These are things that could also be Achilles' heel, because now people have had all this time to watch tape on him. He hasn't been able to change due to other, situations, which I'm not blaming on him. I'm just saying, hey, look, there's things. So to just sit there and say after 7 games, Brock Purdy's crowned, no. And
no, I don't believe
the
it
fact
either.
that he doesn't have an off season to kind of work on the things that he showed and put on tape that could be Achilles' heel to him, that could be an issue for next season, and nobody's talking about that.
And do you want to add, Bashar?
I'm good. You guys have covered every angle pretty much.
There was something else that was said too today. They said this roster right now, it might have been Bashar who said something like when the roster down the line in years to come, Brock Purdy is really good, but he has like a really loaded roster around him. Whereas, someone like Trey Lance has other skill sets and things he can do that even if he didn't have such a talented roster, he could make do. And like Purdy right now is insulated with so many weapons that his type of quarterback play is okay right now. But is it going to be down the road when pieces start getting pulled away? You know what I mean? So
it was Ted that brought that up, and I kind of piggybacked off what he said. So
I agree. And listen, man, 49er throwback said Aaron's anxiety went down when Jimmy doesn't play. You better believe it, baby. Jimmy gave me Achida, man.
Achida for you.
Let me ask you guys a question. John Lynch said that Trey Lance and Sam Darnold will be ramped up practice. We'll ramp up the practices in the offseason. If for whatever reason Sam Darnold does beat, and for those that don't think that Sam Darnold came to compete and just be settled for the third string quarterback, I don't know what you guys have been smoking. The fact that he's coming in, that's his position, but he's going to give him all the opportunity to compete, especially since Shanahan liked him. If Sam Darnold straight up beats Trey Lance, what are you guys' thoughts about Trey Lance? Can we at that point consider him not going to be successful, or should we be ready to move on? Anybody can take it.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, it'll suck for me because I thought I had high hopes for Trey Lance, but it is what it is. Then it's like, hey, we got to move on, right? I mean, we can't just sit there and, I guess we'd have to try to find a new team for him if he's not able to beat out Sam Darnold in our offense, and we gave him all the opportunities to do so. It's on him at that point.
Yeah, they mentioned it was mentioned on TV. We were saying, if the 49ers get to a point where he's beat out and it's, he had his fair shot. Moving on with him, even if you can't get the same thing in return, because you probably won't anyways. It might be just for Trey's sake too. Maybe he gets a fresh start and a team that's actually invested into him. Listen, the Niners is like a speed train moving at a really fast amount of speed, and Trey Lance is trying to catch up and get onto that train. And Brock Purdy was actually on the train already, and he's kind of hanging on still, and Trey's trying to catch up to where Purdy is. So like I said, Lance has his chance, and he has to take advantage of it this offseason. No ifs, ands, or buts. No excuses. I don't want to hear any reasons that arm ain't. You have to come into camp and be as good as you can be to make Brock Purdy at least be forgettable or forgotten for maybe the early part of the season. So it's a meritocracy, guys. It doesn't matter where you drafted. It's just what do you give to the team? What is your contribution? Doesn't matter where you drafted.
And it should be that way, right? It shouldn't be
right.
It shouldn't be based on when you get drafted. Now, the reason why people draft or moved up for Trey Lance is based on what he did in college, his attributes, his body size, his frame, his arm strength, a lot of things that he can potentially do well got him drafted that high. The fact that Brock was a smaller frame, smaller body, not able to throw much, kind of got him pretty much taken with the last pick of the 7th round. But it's what can you do once you're in the league? How many Hall of Famers are now in the Hall of Fame that were undrafted free agents? And how many first round picks are not even sniffing the Hall of Fame? So it's not really where you get drafted. It's how you do, what you do, while you're on the team to stay on the team and get those starts. And I think if Brock Purdy, what I saw in Brock Purdy is what I wanted to see in Trey Lance. That's what I was hoping to see Trey Lance when we drafted him. That's the things we were hearing about him and during the offseason before the season start. Now, one part that does suck is that Jimmy G should have been traded. Year one, we all can agree on that and allow Trey to take his lumps and bruises that year one.
Yep.
And then year two would have been a little bit different. The fact that he sat for 1 year, I don't think that was smart, but it is where it is. This is where we're at, gentlemen. We're in a situation where Brock, unfortunately, no fault of his own, is being screwed. He's not going to give the opportunity to really showcase what he can do. If we're losing games, they're going to start pushing the narrative, bringing Brock in. The media is going to push it. The fans are going to push it. I don't think that Trey Lance is going to get the first shake of being patient. Now, I still think that as weak as the NFC is this year, it got in weaker. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Tom Brady retired. Do you think that we have a chance to go to maybe 1-5, 2-5, or 2-5, not 1-5, 2-5, and then insert Brock and hopefully get to the playoffs? Or do you think we have to start strong regardless how the NFC looks?
Got to start strong.
At least be 500 or close.
There's always a surprise team every year. A lot of people are saying Seattle got a lot better in the offseason. Hey, look at this dweeb. Got a lot better in the offseason.
Champ is here.
Champs are here.
The champ won't even respond to me and a Seahawks content creator about coming on a show.
Oh.
The champ.
Oh. Man.
You mean the champs that could not defend their title because they didn't even make it to the playoffs the next year?
I guess.
Because you always want to defend your title, right?
Some things, and you think he'd want to come on and brag about his team, but he's I don't know.
What is there to brag about? They have no talent this year.
That's a very important. They lost more players than they brought on. And
what have they added this offseason? They've lost more than they've gained. The only thing they have right now is
they got a tight end.
and the trade.
They got a quarterback that's hurting.
He used to be a great quarterback.
He's got spinal issues
Shout
now.
out to Joe Stevens.
Shout
out to Joe Stevens. If you guys like any Seahawks, you want to check out any Seahawks content creators, a real cool
I'm going to do
Joe
some
Stevens.
NFC West stuff coming this offseason.
Yeah, do an NFC West roundtable.
I got to find that one. Yeah, and not a roundtable. I'm not trying to copy those guys.
Well, I try to do that. It's hard when you have different fan bases that are doing their own thing with their channel, and it's hard to come together and set up a day and time, and it works for everybody, especially you have 4 people for 4 different teams. It can be a little hectic.
I think I'm going to do it separately if I do it.
Notice he comes in, starts talking about something else.
Well, I don't understand that. Santa Clara, 0 rings. I mean, it's a 49er organization that has 5, where the Rams only have 2. It's like my ass can go to Mexico, I can go to Europe. I'm still me.
Well, he's saying then fucking Inglewood has 0. I mean, LA has 0 rings, so the Rams are in Inglewood. They're not even in LA.
No, I know that, but he doesn't.
I believe the SF is still on the logo.
And you can't spell SoFi without SF. So
that's right, baby. You guys can't even sell out your own NFC Championship game. Come on now. Supposed Remilia.
Not even with the wives of your players' help.
Nope.
Right. Get out of here. Can't even sell out your own stadium. We come in there and we take over. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
You're going to get me to be a bad boy and say bad words on here, and I don't want to do that.
Say bad words, Aaron.
Say bad words, Aaron. It's okay.
No, we got to move on anyways. We got too much news. Did you see my question that I put in the chat, Beto?
Oh, what was that? I didn't see it.
I put a question in the chat. I just like to get to it at some point. It says question. It starts with question. It's the second last comment.
Hold on.
An Aaron-trocity.
I don't know if you want to talk about it now.
Yeah. Just bring it up. I'm looking for it.
I thought it'd be a good.
It's right above my comment, bro. It's on the very bottom.
Debo cried.
Oh, the bottom. Okay.
Bottom to the top, to the top, to the bottom.
I want to meet this guy in real life.
Aaron, sing
With
it.
me? No
Aaron,
autograph.
sing us some of that gangster rap.
No. I want to meet Ramilia in real life and see if he's as mouth as he would be.
No. The boys in the hood are always hard. Come
That one?
talking that trash, it will pull your card.
Here, I'll just copy and paste it.
in the guest chat. Holy
Here,
moly.
in our little
It's in the
private
guest
Or our
chat.
chat.
I put it
Only we
again.
can see.
I copy and pasted it. That's why
Okay.
they call it private.
It's definitely a Monday, guys.
Yes, for
Yeah,
me.
we're
It is.
really slow today. We didn't take whatever. We didn't take our tartar juice before the stream.
Yep.
Sorry.
I forgot to drink my Ensure.
Tartar juice.
There it is. I couldn't find that window, but
Where's Tommy Huxley? Is he in here?
Tommy Huxley.
Go ahead.
You probably got a
Question.
lot going on your screen right now.
oh yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm doing everything manually. I see it. Question: Would John Lynch say Brock?
Yeah.
Let's talk
That's a good
about it.
question.
They need to throw away that playbook with the options, dude.
Let's talk about it.
I can't remember who on Twitter brought this up. Somebody asked, and I was like, I could probably find it. But I'd like to hear you guys' opinion first. I think it's 100% true. We got it up there. So let me just read it for everybody.
Yeah, I put
Okay.
it.
Would John Lynch say Brock Purdy needs to find a way to stay healthy if he was running the Trey Lance playbook?
It's up there.
Like, remember when John Lynch said Trey Lance needs to find a way to stay healthy? Well, would he say the same thing if Brock Purdy was running the same offense as Trey Lance was asked to run? What's your thoughts?
It's a $64,000 question, man. I have no clue. I would assume so, right? I would assume so. But like Bashar said, they just need to throw that whole playbook in the garbage. I don't know, man. There is a little bit of a weird kind of double standard going on between the two quarterbacks. Seeing how both of them got dinged up last year. All three of them got dinged up last year. All four of them got dinged up last year. So yeah, I don't know.
Now
Good question.
that injury to Brock. Let's be honest. That shit doesn't happen very frequently. It's not a play call. It was a tight end, third tight end instead of a number one tight end blocking. None of that. It was just a fluke, man. It was a fluke injury. Timing is everything. And if he would have just been 1 second faster, 1 second slower, that injury wouldn't have happened. It was just in its motion. So I don't expect the Brock Purdy injury really like the Trey Lance running in down the middle. You're putting him in harm's way. What happened to Brock? It's not really putting him harm's way. He's stepping back to throw. It just happened to be a bad freaking fluke. And I forgot who was the tight end that was supposed to be. He has blocked before in that particular play for Brock. If you watch a couple of games, or I forgot who it was against, and he was able to do it. Now people say, "Well, it wasn't Ruddick or whatever was that guy's name. He's a better defensive end." True, but it worked. So they were going to go with something that worked. It was a fluke. So now the whole Trey Lance about running the playbook, I don't know. A lot of us can agree or disagree on this, but I think Kyle was limited, in my opinion, with Trey. I don't think Trey can run out. He was too slow to run on the outside. He wasn't accurate enough to throw. So what other option do you have is to run him in the inside?
Yep.
My argument is this though: you don't run run any type of option offense whatsoever.
Hold on, let Bashar answer.
You don't run any type of option offense whatsoever if all you're going to do is have him run at the middle and not do pitches out to the outside and not do that setup on the outside. Then eliminate the option altogether, because then the option itself becomes limited. You're not running the full spectrum of it.
And they ran him on the outside. And go ahead, Ryan. You can answer. before I answer. Go ahead.
You got to think that like there's a reason why that's in there. If he's bootlegging out with it, they don't know where it's there if he's got it or not. That's why it's a whole thing. It stops the linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if he gets 10 yards a clip if it holds the linebackers every single time and we get 4 yards a clip? You know what I'm saying? Every single time we hand it off to the running back up the middle because they're pausing because they're checking to see if Trey Lance has it. It doesn't matter how fast he can bootleg out and give himself a lot of time out the side. How come he can't run out to the edge? It's all about how you design the play. Yeah, motion one way, the Niners have been up running the middle. Then he boots out on the back end, and then
you can design it, but if you don't actually execute
it's not like
you can't execute it. Doesn't matter how well it's designed. It's not going to happen.
No one's going to bite. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you have it. So it's you put it in the system. And it's always in there, but it's never handed off until they totally ignore it. And then that's when you do it. This is how we play. I don't know why we're going over like the specifics. It's like that's
my
that's
question.
What that whole play is designed to do.
My question to you, Ryan, is
let them ignore it.
If does Kyle's job is on the line when he makes decisions like this, he wants his quarterback to succeed. He wants to be looked at as successful guru of chosen quarterback. Why would he put Trey in harm's way if it's unnecessary? Why would Kyle disregard his job if he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me just put him down the middle because I can't design plays for him on the outside, and if he gets hurt or not. You don't think Kyle knows what his limitations are with Trey? And what Trey can do based on practice.
So why didn't we run the air raid? Then why didn't we run the air raid offense all year then?
With Trey? Because he got hurt.
If Kyle No, we didn't even see one bit of it. If he's limited by what Trey could do, Kyle's a freaking head coach. He's an offensive genius. If you're limited on what you could do with the quarterback, well, then you figure out what you can and you expand.
Correct.
Right?
And he probably would have, but he didn't get a chance. He got hurt. He got hurt week 2.
To be stumped.
Listen, the talk. There was talk in circles that surround the 49ers. There's talk in circles that surround the 49ers that the Niners, when they got a closer look at Trey, when they got him into the building, were a little bit oversold on his speed, especially on the outside to run.
Yeah.
And so that part of the offense, they kind of really don't like they're very, it's not something that they do well. And then the fact that he has issues with underneath accuracy, Kyle's is in he's got a quandary going on, because if the guy can't run the option because he's not quick enough, or at least as quick as you thought when he was coming out of North Dakota State or South Dakota, what is it? North Dakota, South Dakota?
North Dakota State.
North Dakota. Yeah.
That was the issue. That was a lot of circles that surround the 49ers. People that follow them closely said that when they got a closer look at Trey, realized man, he doesn't quite have the speed we thought he did to get to the outside. And he also struggles on the short to intermediate stuff. So yeah, you're right. He's the head coach of the team. I don't understand how he can't develop something that works, but Trey has to be able to execute too. There's only so much holding of a hand of a quarterback that you can do. Right?
We know he's going to need some development that he's raw.
Kyle had no problem developing for Brock Purdy every week. It seemed like Brock Purdy was just kicking off. But why? Because Brock Purdy gave Kyle an opportunity to expand the playbook because he was able to do it. When you have Trey, they can't do it and he's limited. How much can you expand?
You can't.
He can't do it.
He has way less of an arm, and yet is more efficient with the offense.
There's more offenses out there that are designed for people like Trey Lance and his abilities than there are for Brock Purdy and his. So to say that Kyle can't take a page from numerous playbooks and come up with something is just lazy.
But did he have the opportunity to do so? Week 2, he gets hurt in the first series of week
No.
2. I think he would have started
Week
as he
2,
started
had
to
all
see Trey
training
play.
camp
He
to
would have started
figure it out.
developing
He
on
had
the.
OTAs and training camp to figure it out. Am I right? Did he not have
True.
all training camp and OTAs to figure it out?
He did, but
Yep.
it's
Did
you
he
got to
not
see
have,
live
like,
action.
a year and a half at least to figure this out? So why are we
Yeah, you've
talking
had
about
a-
week 2? He wasn't ready by week 1. That's his fault.
Maybe he did try to change things around during training camp, and Trey wasn't just doing what he needed him to do. He was struggling. A lot of reporters said coming out of camp, that he was struggling a lot in camp.
But
More
they
than
never
what they
said
done.
that they switched the whole offensive scheme up. That's one thing they never said. So in other words, it was the same offense the whole time. So that's Kyle offense that he wanted for Trey, and not something that works with his strengths and his abilities.
And Kyle is
still
stubborn.
back
We all
to-
know this. He's stubborn. He wants to do his shit.
Yeah. Why do you
This
think
is
he
my-
likes
this is-
why
this
do you
is
think he likes
my-
Brock so much? Because Brock fits into what he likes, what he's comfortable with.
That's
He's
why
too
he wanted a
scared to
guy like
reinvent
freaking Kirk
himself
Cousins
doing
to
something
begin with.
else.
Yep. No, I ain't arguing that. He's very stubborn. I don't want to look at somebody else's playbook. I want to create my own. And I expect you to run my playbook instead of him expecting to adjust to what's best of what you have. He did not adjust to Trey. He wanted Trey to adjust to his playbook, and it didn't work for him. And that's unfortunate. And that part I do agree. Kyle can be a stubborn son of a biscuit. This is my playbook. I'm the head coach. You do it my way. Instead of saying,
mine.
instead of saying, you know what, my way doesn't work for Trey for whatever reason. Let me figure out what's best for Trey, even if I had to dummy down the plays for Trey. And let's give him the best chances to win. But Kyle's not like that, and
Readjusting an offense is what you do. You do that in an off season. You sit down and you retool your playbook, and then you come into mini camp and training camp and OTAs, and that's where you start to put that stuff in. He pretty much came into last year with the same playbook that Brock ended up running, and just Brock ran it more efficiently. Trey's going to have every opportunity to take that same playbook and figure out a way to adjust his skill set to it. I don't know, man. It sucks. He has ungodly athleticism and arm strength, but
Both sides need to come together in the middle.
Oh, I agree. But that's something that gets done in an off season. You know what I mean? Like right now, they should be drawing up some shit, or after the season.
Yeah.
Not in July.
Oh, did you hear about that?
I'm gonna use it as an example, Aaron, because I know you don't like to fly, and I hope I don't put you on the spot. If I buy you an air ticket to come to California, would you jump on the airplane and come and visit me? If I buy you the plane ticket,
possibly.
That's not the way I. Okay,
I've never flown before,
fly the friendly skies.
Did you guys hear the news about Cabo today?
No, I didn't hear about Cabo.
About
Go
what?
ahead.
Jed York funding the trips, something like that.
You find a new girlfriend?
Yeah, Jed York be setting up everybody Cabo trips. I don't know if he's paying for Debo and Kittle and all of them, but
no, he was doing it for the coaches.
Cabo is a place where all the upper management,
He did it. Isn't it did it for the coaches for Cabo, and the players just did their own thing?
So do you think that but we know they all hang out at the same place, Beto.
Bartolo used to do that back in the day too. He'd take the players down to like Kauai.
I don't see it as something bad though. I mean, if they want
no,
to
it's a good thing.
That's what.
Whatever.
Team bonding is always good, I think.
I'm not. Who knows? Is it a good thing? Are you taking all the players? Are you taking just some?
Well, it could be the invitation's open to everybody, guys, and only the ones that are the ones that could show up. Some people have families. Some people want to do different things. They don't want to. Some people want to get away from the job. They don't want to be around the damn coaches.
I wouldn't. I'd be out. You wouldn't see me till freaking training camp. I'm out. See ya. Bye.
It just depends on the individual.
Free accommodations in Cabo. I don't even have to show up and eat with you people. I can go out and do my own stuff during the day. You're going to pay for my shelter. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just stay in the hotel.
Probably all inclusive
all day
too. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna go to
That's what I'm
Cabo just to
saying.
stay in the hotel
Free
all
meals.
day?
Unless I have a fine lady
No,
to hang out
but
with
free
down
meals
there.
on you.
You gotta impress a lady.
But you don't want to go to
Yeah,
Cabo
down
and
to
stay in the hotel all
go
day,
down
bro.
with my big pale ass trying to talk to girls like, hey.
Well, your pale ass will
Hey,
never
here's
get
the-
a chance if you don't talk to them.
Hey, girl. You ever been with a big white teddy bear before? No one
Some
wants
girls
that.
like that. You never know.
Even Jaws, if he swims close enough to the shoreline, he was going to eat somebody. So you might get lucky.
Oh, he'd get more fat in his bite than anything else with me. He might want to spit me out.
Sharks don't like the taste of human.
I know that's a myth, bro. I know, but they'll bite you though. But they're not going to eat you.
Oh yeah, bull sharks definitely.
Yeah,
They don't give a shit. They're
don't get it
hungry.
twisted. They'll bite your leg, but they're not going to sit there and, like in the movies. That's why people got to realize movies are for movies for a reason.
Sorry.
Although
You're in your little goofy mode now.
that's pretty good though. That movie for being such in the 70s, freaking, can you imagine that movie being remade now with all the stuff that we have available with cameras and
Show the shark jumps out of the water, does the moonwalk, bites the person, spins them around, spits them out. Yeah, do all sorts of fancy stuff.
at least the women have less clothes on in the new nowadays. Back then they were wearing a one-piece suits, remember?
Everything looked like a big diaper back then.
Yeah.
Big old diaper.
What's up, Jesus Christ, my king's in the house. What's up, brother?
What up, Jesus Christ, my King? I see you,
What
bro.
up, Jesus Christ?
So
my king?
Terradome has a
What up?
question. He says, or his statement. He says, now that we want a different design, we want Trey to have all the players healthy. We want Trey to have a chance. We want Trey to make a certain amount of money. It is what it is. Well said there.
Not sure
Terradome.
what he means by that, though. Like meaning that, like, people who defend Trey.
The last
make
part.
sure
I don't
have-
understand why I want him to
No,
make a
he's
certain
saying
amount of
now
money.
we want a different design. We want Trey to have all the players healthy. We want Trey to have a chance. We want Trey to make a certain amount of money. It is what it is. He's just talking about all the different viewpoints,
Yes.
all the different lines of thinking.
He's putting it
is what
really
is.
nice and PG. If he put it rated R, you guys would understand it. Probably
Dave
better.
McDaniel said it's all about confidence. Ain't nobody want to see my freaking pale ass. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's
No one wants to see that mess.
I
Preach
remember
Just as
Thank
long
you.
as you shave around the nipples, you're good.
my wife one time
Oh
told
my
me. My
gosh.
wife told me one time. He goes, "Hey, close the window. The
I'm outta
shades.
here, guys.
You're walking like that. Close the window." I go, "My neighbors don't want to see me." He goes, "I don't want a lawsuit."
aroused?
So yeah, I goes, "You're married to me. You
Where
say
is
yes
this
like a
stream
dum dum."
going?
This is going nowhere, but this is going down the barrel fast. Look at Bashar. He's smiling ear to ear.
I'm sweating, man.
Terradome made a good preach. He made a good point down below too. He said,
Down, how below?
"Oh, he said we thought he was faster. We thought he was more accurate. We thought he could hit layups. It is what it is.
We thought he was Jordan,
God.
and he became.
He's got to come, dude. He's got to come in training camp this year and in OTAs and freaking set. He's got, dude. You cannot be going 5 for 19 in a practice. You have to be more efficient. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. You should be. I'm sick of the
still want him trying
excuses.
stuff.
What's that?
Like, it kind of comes down to the rep. Okay, like, was he trying to fit? What was he trying to get a pass in there? Was it accurate that it just was a little off timing? Like,
He has
what's the
his throws that he
situation?
makes.
Like,
a lot of them have a bigger difficulty. They're a higher difficulty.
He can throw deep
talking
very
about
well.
this next season coming up. I'm saying that you can't just go, oh, that's the numbers. Oh, what a bad job. You have to understand what he's actually trying to accomplish there. If he goes out there and he just tries to worry about getting completions, we're going to have another fucking Jimmy G on our hands. Is that what you want? Check down Charlie?
If you're winning
He's gotta
games,
We
be-
need
he's gotta
somebody
be
who's
able to
gonna
hit
push
He's got to be able to
themselves,
hit the
just like Brock
checkdowns,
did.
though. He's got to be able to hit checkdowns,
And
though.
how do
He
you
has a
think you
problem
do it?
doing that.
How do you think you do it? By practicing it.
I don't think he was. But what
got
game
you,
was
but
he
what I'm saying
terrible
is,
at
do you
hitting
want to resort him
checkdowns?
into only doing that?
His
He's just
training
got a
camp,
couple of
he,
errant
like, he was
passes
pretty.
everywhere.
He was pretty.
Trey terrible at throwing short passes. That's what I want to remember.
He was having
Yeah,
in training
but
camp
in
when
the
they were
game, he just
when they
has-
were marking their completions.
Yep. But in the games, he's only had a couple errand passes that were short. You know what I mean? That look, you were like, what the hell happened there, right? They're not like they were off. That, you know what I mean? Like most of them, they're all got caught except for, you know, a handful that are just like, what the hell happened there? You know what I mean? And I think that's what gives everybody he can't make those throws because there's a handful of clips out there of balls that went in the dirt. You know what I mean?
Ryan,
I'm just saying, like when
you're throwing 68% or better, like Brock did, bro, it's hard to get away from a quarterback
go back to a
like
guy
that.
who's throwing 49%. Yeah,
Brock hits his layups. We know that. We definitely know that. He's perfected that. You know,
he actually tried to go deep with his little noodle arm and hit a couple of them
for
too.
a reason. You're supposed to be practicing things. You're supposed to be accurate.
I think Ryan has money invested in Trey.
Practicing during practice.
You can't change a whole offense
No,
like Terradome
it's
says.
serious.
He goes, go to another offense. That's not what we do here. That
Not with
came
Kyle.
in ready and poised in camp. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He said
it's not talking about changing up the whole offense. It's talking about changing up the passing scheme. So you just marry a different passing scheme to your running scheme. It's not necessarily that hard.
What we'll do is every time Trey throws the ball, we'll have the running back carry the ball and deliver it to the receiver's hands. For Trey.
I think we got to go off this quarterback topic, guys.
Every time Trey throws the ball, we'll have the running back carry the ball within his hand, deliver it to the receiver properly. Because apparently a Trey can't do that in short, intermediate passes. He underthrows. He can throw the deep balls, but he can't throw the intermediate ones. And we need those, especially in the scheme that we play in.
a lot of people
you're saying intermediate, like 10
Brock
to 15 yard outs? Because I've seen him throw passes beyond 15
No, he
yards
can throw, but not as accurate, though. What was his percentage?
In my opinion, he can make throws better than any quarterback I've ever seen that played for the 49ers. We just haven't seen it stacked up in consistent games that have been back-to-back games. That's all. So I just don't know who we have in the guy yet. I just want to see what we have in him for crying out loud. That's what I want to see.
This is his training camp. This is his off season to shine
and go from there.
He has to shine. This is his time.
And wait, you guys want to talk about don't change up the offense for a quarterback or this or that? Well, what do you think the Trey offense was? They changed up the whole running scheme. And then the moment Jimmy got hurt, they went back to
because
the old school style.
Wait, what?
He can't throw the short passes or whatever you guys are saying over the middle, but he can throw the deep bombs. So that's him throwing, isn't it? That's
but we're not going to be throwing deep every damn play.
You can't run a whole offense throwing 25-yard outs all the time.
So utilize it.
Especially when you don't have receivers that go that fast.
No, you can't. But what you could do is you could definitely run a lot with an offense where they got to be scared about 25-yard outs.
Teams are going to sit on the run if they know a quarterback
Which is the
can't hit a
reason why
freaking
we
quick
wanted him
slant.
here.
Yeah.
How are they going to sit on a
the
run
subject.
when the ball can go over them at any moment on the clear out route?
And teams will play a lot of one-on-ones if
With
they
the
know
play
that all
action.
we're doing is throwing deep. I don't know.
Do you not?
Like I said, he's
what do
going to
you
have
think
his
play action
opportunity in
does?
camp to shut everybody
What
up.
does play action do?
Play action?
Like, do you not understand? Like, what does play action do?
Time.
Freezes the linebackers.
It does.
Not if you
Freezes
can't run the ball
linebackers so you
because
can
they
throw
know you're
behind
going to
them.
run it.
So, yeah.
It
If
freezes.
they know it only
So
freezes
that's
the
why you're
linebackers if
throwing
it's
the
effective.
ball in the play action.
There's like a delay here, so when everybody talks,
Yeah,
it's like,
so how do we now not run the ball? How do we not run the ball now all of a sudden? Because now you're throwing deep bombs. Can you explain that to me? Can you explain that to me, how we can't run the ball now because we're throwing deep bombs?
We always run the ball. We can run the ball very well. But we're not going to just run the ball and throw deep. Run the ball and throw
not
deep.
Freezing because they're not committing on the run. It's like none of your arguments make sense when you go back to it. Like,
When you throw deep, who are you going to throw
just
to?
the things you Brandon Ayuk, have you heard about that guy?
Yeah, I did. But he's not a quick
Danny Gray?
He doesn't.
You heard about that guy?
If Ray can play,
He's the guy that takes the top off, though.
yeah, but he can't
He's
block
the
for
guy that
shit,
takes the
so
top
they don't keep him in there. He needs to learn how to block.
Okay. So you're saying he can't be in there every once in a while?
I mean, you could put him in on 3rd and 15 when you know it's not going
And
to be a
that's
run
the case.
play.
Then
And
what? I
okay,
think what
you know, 3rd and long,
play-
you know
we'll
it's not
play
gonna be
Brock,
done.
and then
It's
we'll
gonna
just-
block
okay.
anyways.
I know what
That's
we'll
when you
do is
throw
we'll
him in
play
there.
Brock, and
Look,
then we'll
if-
bring in Trey for the deep balls only, and then take him back out.
Hey, if you want to do this, we can go all day. You can come up with a problem. I can figure out an offensive scheme to get around it. And I'm not even Kyle Shanahan.
But if it's that easy, why don't the
Brian
Niners do it then?
Shanahan.
If
Exactly.
it is that
Why do you
easy,
think I'm so mad?
why don't the Niners do it?
Fuck.
So
Why
is
do
it
you think
because
I'm
they
so
can or
pissed?
they don't want to?
Holy shit. It's because Kyle's a prick.
Oh my gosh.
Or he has a system and he wants it run his way. And if you're a quarterback, you got to figure out how to change your overarching, loopy, weird delivery and start hitting your back foot and throwing that thing accurately.
You know what's funny?
Is
Instead of always
he an
the only thing you
offensive
could hit
genius
is
or not?
corner route.
You know what's funny, Aaron?
Is he offensive genius or not?
He is. But let
Players
me
still
ask,
got to
Okay,
make plays
so let's
though.
do something. I'm not saying he can't, but until you
got a
can
guy
figure
with
out
no
how to marry
arm.
him to your
We got a guy
system
with no
effectively,
arm in the
until
seventh
you can figure out
round.
how to marry his arm to your system effectively, then you just figure out how to work him in your system somehow. And if you're an offensive genius, it shouldn't be so hard.
I just don't understand how
Tried so
a seventh
hard.
rounder could come in and run this offense as efficiently as it's been run in 7 years
yes.
with no arm. He's small. He's got a weak arm. Like I said,
Your
he's got no
gripes
arm.
with Jimmy.
And yet
God damn.
Trey comes in and
Your
has
gripes
more
with
tools
Jimmy.
in his pinky.
Yeah.
Jimmy didn't run this offense efficiently.
Isn't utilizing the same offense.
He ran it better than Jimmy.
And Trey comes in and isn't utilizing the same offense. Okay, can Brock Purdy run the Trey Lance offense?
You don't need to.
No, he's not the same athlete, and they don't need to.
No.
He can
I'm
hit the
just
intermediate throws.
asking you. So one guy has to be able to go into another offense, but the other guy doesn't have to go into the other guy's offense, huh?
He doesn't need to because his skill set is just fine in the offense that he's in.
Yep.
He doesn't need to alter anything because he's inefficient in the way that the offense is currently constructed. They're having to change something over
if he would have come in and after Trey Lance and it wasn't Jimmy, what offense would they have been running? Would they have been running the old offense that they hadn't been practicing the whole
But
offseason?
you can't go with could have.
Or would they have been running?
Prior to Trey being drafted, this offense was already being run by freaking Bobby Hoyer or whatever his name is, that idiot.
But not by Brock Purdy. Not by Brock Purdy. This is my point. So if week 2, Trey Lance goes down and Brock Purdy has to come in and back up Trey Lance in an offense that they can't go back to the old stuff because he wasn't here the year before.
He's essentially going to run a dumbed down version of a Trey Lance offense without the option stuff.
Yeah. All I know is
Oh, so you're saying that his abilities hamper Kyle and his offense?
And that
It's
particular,
all in the light that you put it in, the view that you put it under.
Ryan,
Yeah.
if you're running a podcast and you bring me in as a guest and I start trying to take over your podcast, your ass is going to get rid of me quicker than I can spell my name because it's your podcast. You want to run it your way. You don't want me to come in and try to adapt or take over. You want me to adapt to the way you're structuring your podcast. Kyle runs his offense his way. He wants quarterbacks to run in his way. Is it right? I don't know, but that's the way he wants it. He's the head coach. He wants to run his offense the way he wants to run it. And
essentially, he was running the
who's to
same.
say that-
He was
who's-
running the
who's-
Jimmy offense, but he had elements of the what do you call the option, whatever. But a lot of this
because
stuff
of
was
his
the same.
running ability, yeah.
Yeah,
So you're saying
Trey
that
can't
the
do
podcast
the other
hosts,
part.
no matter how good they
I'm
are,
like, I don't get how
figure
Trey
out
can't
how
do the other
to-
part.
to
I
get
think
their host
that's yet to be seen.
Fuck, why am I talking?
We're not going to know
don't get
until we're
frustrated,
not going to
Ryan.
know until training camp. We're not going to know until
you
training
asked
camp
me
in the
a question.
offseason.
I'm trying to answer you.
There's a delay, and it's I don't know what's going on with my audio. So it's not that he's interrupting you. He's not finishing. He's not. I can hear you clearly. There's a delay for him. So when he speaks, he thinks you're already done talking. So it's not being rude and
I
cutting
didn't
you
even
off.
say a word. I didn't even say a word. You asked me a question.
No, I'm explaining why.
I was trying to explain.
You said you're trying to explain, and we don't let
Okay.
you explain until you're getting frustrated. That's the reason why.
So if you're the podcast host, right, and you're
just frustrated.
Your podcast starts going away, can you can't figure out a way to get it back under control? See, I'm guessing good podcast people can figure out some way to take the angle back and get control over the conversation again.
Correct.
Is that not a thing? Okay.
It
So
is a thing.
let's say that if we were talking about football like we were, somebody like an offensive genius might be able to understand that he drafted somebody with 3 first-round picks. Maybe he didn't get what he was sold on. So he needs to figure out how to make it work with all that offensive genius between his ears. And what he did was screw it all up by being stubborn and going, this isn't my thing. I don't like to do this. And instead of going, this is what he does well. Okay, let's check these boxes. This is what he doesn't do well. Okay, now I want to sprinkle these things in while I'm giving him good doses of these other things, because I know that he is going to succeed in these and he's probably going to not do so well on these other ones, but over time, he's going to get better.
And that makes plenty of sense. But once he got a taste of what Brock Purdy can do and run his style of offense the way he runs it, he's not going to give Trey that patience and chance to learn that. He's not going to be patient with him.
He had a year and a half before he knew what he had in Brock, and he still was trying
I
to make
understand
him
what
Lamar
Brian's saying
Jackson.
now.
No, I do
understand
too.
what Brian's saying. I understand what Brian's saying. There's actually 2 right sides to this argument. What Brian's saying is right, but also the Kyle Shanahan side of it. He's seen what Brock done, and Kyle doesn't have to do anything. If he wants to run the offense the way Brock runs it, Brock's the guy. If he's willing to go through growing pains and take this offense bit by bit and kind of build it up to something with Trey, then this is all like, listen, we got some stuff behind the scenes. We were told that players in the locker room at the Pro Bowl, when they asked who they want starting, they wanted Brock Purdy. It's not because they don't like Trey. It's not because they don't think Trey is talented enough. These guys are in a window, and these guys know that they have a short leash in the NFL. And Trey is an unknown, and Brock Purdy is unknown, but we can't crown him like we did Jimmy, though. That's the thing. And I have to stop myself from doing that because I fell for the same crap with Jimmy Garoppolo, too, where I was like, wow, we got our guy. And then the league caught up to him. So both sides are right. You can talk both sides.
Hey,
I understand what you're saying now. And my nephew agrees with you, and he's like 10, 12 years younger than you. He's like a head coach should be able to adjust.
Trey is stuck in a realm that is depicted by somebody else that doesn't want to do anything different. So he can't change the rules himself. He has to play by a certain rules. And it's essentially, to me, it's extremely unfair, especially when it's like, dude, Kyle, you're smart enough that this doesn't have to be this fucking tough. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be growing pains like this. You could be smart enough to really put in like a scheme, let's say for about a half a season. You only really need to get it in there a little bit, and you might be able to go back to it later in the season and take us somewhere, at least by week, 10 or 12. I'm not saying that he's the second coming of Jesus. All I'm saying is he didn't get a fair shot. And if Kyle Shanahan doesn't actually be proactive with this, we are going to shit 3 first-round draft picks down a hole.
Who cares about the first 3 draft picks if Brock wins us a Super Bowl?
Do you know how cheaper we could have got over the
What? But
over
you
these
can't go with the what ifs, the
these
could
last
haves, the
3
would
years
haves,
at
the
certain
should
That
haves.
means
positions?
Brock has to win a Super Bowl then. I mean, because I don't
They
want
didn't
to be
know
fucking
about
Nick
Brock's
Foles
ability
if
when
we're
they
just gonna
traded for
say, fuck you
Trey.
to Trey Lance and then
Right.
have Brock Purdy be Nick Foles and
hey,
he better win a Super
if you
Bowl with him.
don't
Then.
care about the 3 picks, that's fine. I do.
Well,
I hold them accountable for those 3 picks.
and you can,
don't have to.
and it's you're right.
We don't have to talk about it.
No, we can talk about it, but the point is, if Brock wins the Super
Damn
Bowl, I can
straight.
care less about the damn 3 picks that we gave up.
It makes us look foolish as an organization, don't you think? To fucking just
They
say,
took
hey,
a-
go ahead and have these picks on a
I
player we're
actually
never
don't
going to
care
fucking
about
use.
that.
They took a chance on Trey, and they gave up those picks because
They didn't even
wanted
use the guy, though. You got to use the
because
guy
he's
to
not
say
what
you took a chance on him.
because he wasn't as
If you're not
advertised.
using him, you're
They
not
didn't-
even taking a chance on the
because
guy.
they didn't
Things
get what
like-
they thought they were getting in him.
But things
I-
like
I
that
think that's
happen in
BS.
history where you spend a lot on somebody and then some schmuck who has no business being in the NFL. I'm not saying that Purdy's a schmuck, comes out and sets the world on fire, and then you're like, shoot,
I don't think he set the world on fire.
Look at Tom
we're
Brady.
screwed because we put all this capital into some guy, but the guy who was never expected to be the guy might be the guy, and the guy that we thought was going to be the guy may never reach it. And as an organization who's committed to the fans and trying to win a championship, most fans don't want to sit through work in progress season. They want to get a season that we're going to start 10-0. You know what I mean? Not, oh well, we're 5-5. He's learning it, but no, I understand that he hasn't had a fair shot, but that stuff happens in the league all the time, where you invest a crap
What
load
makes
into
you
somebody.
think that he's going to go 5-5 though?
No, I'm just giving you an
Do you see
example.
what
I'm saying.
Like, what has he given us to say that with this defense and with these players on offense, we can't overcome easily his growing pains?
Hold
I'm
on,
not saying
guys.
we can't.
If we
but
have
I'm just
a
I see
defense
that
like
too,
we should
Ryan.
have
I
next
totally
year.
feel you on that, Ryan.
Hold
I
on,
totally
hold on.
feel that.
Terradome, send me a private. Send me a message on Twitter. Send me a message on Twitter, and I'll send you the link so that you can come on. Terradome wants to come on.
Yeah, I
send
actually
me-
got to get going soon, so he might have to
Aaron's
take
gotta
my
go
place.
going.
Hey, if you pick Terradome, if you pick people right in the first round, you might get to more Super Bowls.
I don't know how you guys taking Trey personal. I mean, I don't care
I
who
don't
wins.
take it personal. I did it first. I was like Bashar. I was really
We could have a
pissed
right
off that
tackle. We could have right tackle, another tight
That
end,
is true. You just don't fuck
another
off first round
safety.
picks unless you
We could
actually
have
use them.
cornerbacks.
because they
We could
wanted a
I
move- we could move
quarterback.
down with those picks,
Oh my god! This is
and they
useless.
decided not to use him. They were like, he's just a project. I don't really want to deal with that now. Oh well.
you shouldn't have drafted him.
Like,
I
what?
understand. You're right.
You're just gonna waste away a franchise exactly.
because they were they out of the quarterbacks that were available, he
If you're
was
not
the
going to
one.
commit, don't move up and waste all that capital.
They were going to commit, but he did not give them what they wanted. Ryan, if I invite you to work
This
with
is
me,
not
and you're-
committing.
but they found some. Listen, if
Did he
Bashar,
tell him this is what I am?
if Bashar can do what you can do better than
this-
you
is
as a
this what he told
podcaster, and he's charging me less, I'm taking Bashar over you because I'm paying him less, and he can do the same job you, if not better. But even though I traded for you because you were known to be a better podcaster, but Bashar comes
Well,
on.
that's totally not. That's totally different. You're not giving up big, huge capital for me, and then
You don't know
nothing
what I gave up for
Bashar.
you.
This is totally not the right. No, this is not the right scenario. You come
I
back
gave
with
up a
different one. This
Lamborghini
isn't-
and
this
2
isn't
women.
fair. You've got nothing in this scenario to represent those 3 first-round draft picks.
Neither do you.
You chose Tommy Huxley over Ryan.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
wow.
saying. The scenario doesn't work.
Who chose Tommy Huxley over Ryan?
I was just saying it.
Oh,
I was
I'm
trying
not-
to
I like
pick up
this
attention,
though. I
guys.
like this. This is
Tommy
spirited.
Huxley.
Yeah.
We haven't had
Hey, and this
I
is
haven't.
a-
I'm down with this. I
This
still
is
like
the
you,
kind of
Ryan.
show
I don't
you
care,
want to
man.
have. You want to be
We're
able
really
to.
splitting hairs here, guys. This is way too early in
we're
the
good.
offseason to
I
be
love
doing
you
this,
all.
man.
No. The
No.
thing is, if we can't argue with one another or have differences of opinion, but still, understand that it's just for a show for the viewers.
Just don't. Ryan's still my asshole, buddy. That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's get straight. I'm still in the middle with these two quarterbacks. I just want to see both quarterbacks get the
I just want to win. I
just want to marry a 20-year-old with blue eyes, but it's not going to happen.
The best quarterback really is. That's all I want to see.
And I'm just venting my frustration with Kyle. I think he might misconstrue that I'm all in on Trey. Like I can't see.
I need to be locked in an office with him and freaking jack him up against the door. Like, listen, you little pencil neck.
You Ratatouille looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd be like, I love you, Kyle, but listen here, you son of a bitch.
It's a love-hate relationship. I noticed that with you, Kyle. Ryan.
85-pound weasel. Come here.
I was watching some of his tapes.
Some
of his tape the other day, and you could tell that he believes everything he tells those wide receivers to do. That he gave all that his all when he was in college. Like that bucket step to try and get more yards. You know what I mean? Like he did all that stuff. Like everything he's teaching those guys, he did it. And I think that's just being passed down from Ed McCaffrey.
Ryan, I don't know why in the world I couldn't find these damn clips, because when I found out that he played for the damn Texas Longhorns, I was trying to find clips of Kyle Shanahan playing wide receiver. And lo and behold, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, somebody posted those videos up on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you saw the same videos I saw. And I'm like, oh, here goes Kyle. And each time he caught a little pass, he went down right away. And everybody kept typing, oh, no wonder why he likes to run after the catch or yak wide receivers so much. But it was like, hey, man, he was a skinny dude, man. He was like 6'3", like 185 or something, or 6'2". I don't know.
He ain't 6'3".
And the only thing he thought about after catching that ball was the yak. You could tell, like it was put it down in the chest, and we got to figure out some way to get to daylight. Like someone be pulling him down. He's still trying to go turn around or do something. You know, he's just trying to get free. You know, hey, good on him.
We're waiting for Terradome to come in. He wants to be. I know you guys some of you might have to leave, but you guys can just talk to Terradome a little bit when he gets in here. You know what? This is fun though. This is different opinion. You know, some of us agree, some of us don't. But for the viewers, I can imagine this is very entertaining for them. If we come on here, we all agree with each other. Yeah, Trey Lance is the guy, or Brock is the guy. Yeah, and I agree with everything Ryan says, and I agree with everything. Bashar missing your name, Aaron, says it's no fun, it's boring. The fact that we can sit here and see Ryan lose it in frustration, it's hilarious.
He's just passionate.
Yeah, he's losing it, man, and it's funny.
I've never seen this side of Ryan before, so it's kind of interesting.
Well, I have. Yeah,
I heard about it with Brian Culp, but I've never actually.
I've seen it with him and Brian Culp on his own show.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step away and get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Woohoo!
That's but anyway.
That was the whole topic for the show. The Trey Lance and Brock Purdy controversy.
That's funny. So
I thought we had all these other topics to go off of.
All right, we got Terradome here. Give me a second. Let me bring in.
Now we're bringing a guest.
Yeah, now we're bringing in a guest.
Surprise guest. Throwing a monkey wrench
conversation at some point. You know,
Terradome's awesome, by the way. If you guys ever seen him calling on shows, I'm trying to get him on my channel this week. So maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime later in the week. We'll see.
All right, let me put him in here. All right, he is making 4. Where are you? 4. Boom. What's up?
There he is.
Terradome. How you doing, brother?
Better get ready for 5.
Your mic.
He's in an awkward place, so we're rectangles and he's a square. Or not.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, brother.
You're muted or something, bro.
Still can't.
Maybe he should leave and come back.
Still can't.
Try leaving and coming back.
Hold on. Give him a second. No. Give him a second. See if something doesn't pop up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
maybe he's got to select his microphone on the interface. He's got to select the mic.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
We do. A little bit of echo, but
all right.
There we go.
Right.
You're good.
What
You're
up,
good.
Terradome?
We are 5 by 5.
There you go, brother.
That's what
You're
I like
good.
to hear. All right. It's good to see y'all, man. Good to see Ryan. Good to see.
All right.
Good to see my brothers in their place. Good to see Beto. Beto, I sent my address to you on the win I had on Saturday night. You know, it's incredible to get a couple of momentum wins. And when I won that duck race, oh my God, Beto, you
Bro.
had me in the USC red hat
He
on the
stole
duck
that
race.
shit at the last minute too.
Yep.
Hey, bro, sorry about
Bro,
that.
I was
don't-
about to win that shit. You came up from the end. That was
See,
bullshit.
Pterodome,
felt
you-
Giving him
Pterodome,
some
you're
juice,
Brock Purdy
some Balco juice at the last stretch or what?
and Ryan's Trey Lance, bro. You beat him.
That's that Usain Bolt. That's that Usain Bolt. You got to come in at the
Usain
end,
Bolt.
baby.
Usain Bolt in the house.
And I had a plain ass duck too. That was the real thing I was disappointed in. When I first started seeing the ducks line up, I was like, man, I got a plain ass duck. I was like, all them other ducks got something cool, but I got
Your duck was on crack, bro.
I could always have something to bitch about, I guess.
But that would make
no,
that,
You need a Peking duck from a Chinese restaurant.
He had the Peking duck. Oh, that's a good one. That's a
My
good one.
duck didn't have enough money for crack.
he was so broke he couldn't afford to pay attention and win.
Whoa, the zingers are coming out. Protect your neck.
Oh, Aaron's back.
My man Aaron is back. What's up, baby?
He don't have his
Aaron's
headset
not
on
ready
yet.
for you, man. He's not ready for all this
You don't have
intensity.
his headset on.
So, what's your thoughts on Brock and Trey Lance,
Here
bro?
we go.
My brothers, I'm gonna preface this like Stephen A. Smith. First and foremost, man, I love Mr.
That sounds
Trey
horrible.
Lance. I think he's an incredible dude. I think he's wonderful. A little backstory. I think when Brock threw his first NFL touchdown, it was Trey Lance that ran down and got that football for him. There's some film out there, and he says, "Hey, man, I got the ball for you. I got your first NFL touchdown." And Brock didn't even realize what was going on, and Trey realized that at the moment, man. These are two incredible young men. And being 53, me and Beto about the same. We right about the same age. I think Beto a little younger than me. He might have cheated on his birth certificate. But
I don't know.
Why did Trey Lance?
I love the young man.
I'm an August baby.
You're an August baby. My dad was an August 21st.
21st, yeah, August 9th.
August 9th. All right. Kobe Bryant is August 23. I'm a huge Laker fan too. Sorry.
So
for
is
y'all
Same
today.
here. I'm a Laker fan too, baby.
That was
You're in the
smooth.
right place.
Ooh.
Amen. Man, Brock Purdy
Now all we need is your Soch.
Brock Purdy came in last year, man. And guys, I follow the 49ers like nobody's business. I go back, I look at the Johnny Dales, I look at the All 22s, I look at the NFL Game Pass, I look at everything. I go to JT O'Sullivan and find middle field open, middle field closed. I study
YouTube
football.
channel,
I'm not
JT O'Sullivan.
just a fan. I'm a steward of this game. I'm a steward of this game. I study Tom House. I study the great Tom Brady. I look at Marino. I look at Montana, man. And Brock came in here on that week against Miami, prepared, ready, poised, confidence. I'm putting together a video. I'm going to put it out of how he throws at different arm angles, how he avoids the rush sometimes, how he rolls out left, very Tony Romo-esque, how he really emphasizes his form and putting that left hand over his left foot and closing with his right. How he changes arm angles sometimes like a Patrick Mahomes. We really got a diamond in the rough. And the most important thing is this kid is processing information quicker than I've seen a lot of them do. A lot of them do. We use a term I keep hearing, wait till the NFL catches up. Brothers, there are concepts built. So it's a concept built called "this guy is never right." When you're dealing with a strong safety on the strong side or your play side, it's a concept built that we're going to run a Mills concept or we're going to run a speed out concept. And if that strong safety bites low, we're throwing high. If he drops back, we're throwing low. This guy got that in his spirit very early. I don't know how he processed it and got it, but he just got it instantly. And evidence to this is when Christian McCaffrey, he had an interview when he first got to the 49ers that week against Kansas City. He said, it was Brock Purdy that tutored me, that showed me the offense. He pulled me aside and said, hey, this is this way, and we block it this way. This is, green right nasty, zig peel fake slash 37 buster bluff. For you, that means this. He was wheeling that thing off. He had commanded and already put it into his spirit what this offense is. Go ahead,
when
my
Brock
brother.
Purdy comes off the field, who would he talk to first? You talk to Trey Lance.
That's it. Maybe so.
I'm just saying. Look,
That's two things. That's two things. Maybe Trey already had it, but it was Brock that realized he did have it and went to him as a resource. You're not gonna get me out here underselling Mr. Trey Lance, because I'm crazy about that kid. I love that kid. I think he's gonna be wonderful.
And
I think he's a great guy.
I've always said that. I said for Trey to take over this team, he has to figure out some way to operate the offense at least as half as well. You got to split the difference between what his previous operating level was and what Brock's operating level is. You got to split the difference to even be a starter at this, because that's what I don't like. Look, if Brock can complete all these, short this and that, he's got habits that could be really exploited, though. You said it, rolling out to the left. That's always his side. You know what I mean? And he has to plant his feet to get going. Now, he can figure out and do some workouts and strengthen that arm up. But he's also going to have to stop his mind from remembering he has to stop, plant, and throw. You know what I mean? In real certain situations, because he's been training himself to do that up until this point.
I'll interject. If you look at him from the week he played Miami to say, I think he played Tampa next, he played Seattle again, then he went to Arizona. If you look at the progression, this guy is picking it up. He realized in season that, okay, they playing me like I'm a rollout left. And he will jettison, and he went right as evidence by that almost. And if he would have made it,
he almost got lit up in the divisional game rolling left on a stunt.
I know, but it was if you remember, I gotta get this off. That play he did to Ayuk, that Ayuk didn't bring it down. Ayuk is still having conversations with himself. Man, that would have been one for the highlight reels. That would have been one for the NFL films for the year 2022, 2023. This kid's got it. He's got poise. He's got confidence. He's got processing. He's got nimbleness with his feet. He changes arm angles. He's prepared. He's just got it. And as an ordained elder myself, the kid, when I first looked at his daggone Twitter handle, he holds it on his sleeve. He's a believer.
What is Aaron doing?
And that just resonated so much with me, man. That's the one thing this team hasn't really been.
Tell him, Terradome. Tell him.
Needing. We've been needing that so bad. We've had all the players. We've had the receivers. We've had the linemen. We've had the DBs. We should have gotten that thing. But boy, you need a believer. You got to have a guy who answers to someone, because we can get in our natural minds, we can get very egotistical and we can think it's all about us. But whenever you're answering to something higher, the Bible says, do unto man, but do things unto God. He's just got some.
I don't try to bring religion
and
in
I
my
got you.
sports
I
at
got
all.
you. If you're atheistic, that's cool. If you're not with this, I'll go to it as far as this. We always
I believe in
need
one
to.
less God than everybody else.
Got you. I got you. I got something for you. The best teams.
I don't need it.
Are the ones. Here you go. The best teams, because it might not just be you, but the best teams are the ones who don't focus on the jersey letters on the back. You operate on something bigger, the jersey on the front.
What does that have to do with anything else?
Because whenever you're operating under something bigger than yourself, you a dangerous man. You're a dangerous man. Because
I love the passion, Terry. I'll tell you that much. I love your passion.
Selfish ambition.
I wish I met you sooner, man.
Amen.
So who's the selfish ambition quarterback that we shouldn't go with?
I'm here with you.
Who's the selfish ambition quarterback that we shouldn't go with?
Trey's a God-fearing man too, though.
Again,
wait, is Trey not a believer?
I'm not going to cut down Trey.
No.
Cut down Trey.
Whoa.
I'm not even going to cut down Jimmy G. I'm not even going to cut down anybody else. I'm not cutting down Sam Darnold or anybody else. But I was on Nitty Gritty Niners. I was on Nothing But Niners. I've been on Croc Show.
Things get messed up when you bring religion into it, man.
Well, things get messed up when you cuss, and if you guys can cuss, he can bring you religion. That's fine, long as he does not get into a debate.
That's fine. I got him. Hey, thank you, Beto. Hey, I'm here for man. I deal with the fiery darts every day, but I was on there seeing something in this young man, seeing a nimbleness in this young man, seeing a passion in this young man. Did y'all hear about the story that when he was in the huddle, he's in there with all pros. It's George Kittle in there. It's Christian McCaffrey. It's Big Trent Williams and Juszczyk and guys who've been here. And he said, "Hey, yo, shut the up.
Yeah,
I'm quarterbacking this. I'm quarterbacking this. Y'all listen to me in the huddle." For those of them that don't really address to the Bible and address to Christ Jesus himself, I'll go this way with it. I'm watching Dallas back in the day. This is a little old for him, Beto. This is a little old for him, but there was a show called Dallas before Yellowstone. Before
I remember that show.
All of this stuff. This was the best TV show on all that stuff you watching, whether it's BMF, whether it's Yellowstone or whatever. It all came from Dallas. They had a dude named Jock Ewing, who was the dad of J.R. Ewing and Bob Ewing, and they were fighting for control of Ewing Oil. And Bob Ewing told him, "Daddy, you got to give me all of the power it takes to run this company." And Jock Ewing said something that every man needs to hear. He said, "Real power isn't something that's given. It's something you take." And with the opportunity that Brock Purdy had, he seized that power. He took that power.
Yep.
Others, I can't just give it to you. I can't just hand it to you because they're not going to respect you. You got to go in there and take it and seize it. And this is what this kid did.
Agreed.
I'm hoping that Brock Purdy, that Trey Lance will come in here and take the power back. But those players, those Cabo Cruz, some of these Colin Cowards and Lombardi and a couple of them were seizing the moment when they realized Brock was just getting handed a lot of keys to the kingdom. And to grown men, man, to players who pay mortgages, who take care of families, who get down and get it, that rubs them the wrong way. That feels real RG3. In DC, they gave RG3 a great they doing Russell Wilson right now in Denver. They gave him parking spaces. They gave him this coming up. Real power is something you take.
Hey,
Gas
real quick,
Montana, gas Steve Young.
Go ahead.
real quick, Terradome. Before we end the show, because we've been here about almost an hour and a half, let's just talk a little bit about the new addition to the offense that we picked up guard Matt Pryor, and we're going to take just a real quick a tackle. Well, he's guard. He played tackle for the Colts, but he was a guard in Philly.
24 starts.
If you notice what we're doing, man, with him and Feliciano, we are tired of the BS. We're getting rid of all non-hackers. I'm a military man. You might see my cavalry hat in the background.
I hear it in the voice, man. I hear it in the voice.
I'm an airborne super paratrooper.
Steve,
It's time to
is
get
that
it
what's
on.
floating?
You see the let me
You got some
adjust
floating
it a
helmet
little bit.
situation going on, just like Aaron does.
Yeah, I got a helmet
There
that
it
floats.
is. You got that one? That's
Yeah,
the
it's in the corner.
revolving
It's tucked in right here.
Man cave.
49er but next to the Jerry Rice, and I got the Wizard of Westwood back here, and some Jordan up there, and Kobe all around.
I'm liking your
there.
setup, dude. And you got an
Thank
on-air
you so
sign
much.
too. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, we got embarrassed up in Philly on January 29th.
Yes, we did.
We got punked. We got pushed around.
We got B-slapped, if you want to say it.
Yeah. Thank you. That is apropos. We got B slapped. And Kyle is saying right now, I'm gonna put together a monster here. I'm gonna put together some linemen that will not be that way. I'm getting rid of all non-hackers. I'm getting rid of all of these guys who say they're this and not really that. They're going and they're leaving, and I'm bringing in some big, nasty linemen. I sure wish he would move up those two boys up at Ohio State University.
I'd love to get one of those guys.
Oh my God, DeJuan, what's his name? DeJuan Jones and
DeJuan
Paris
Jones.
Johnson Jr. Man, they do as they said in the Nutty Professor. Them boys make me moist. I want people who get out here and get it. I want guys who knock you off the line and will not apologize for it and will not pick you up. We got the best
winners.
We got one of the best receivers in the game. We got one of the best tight ends in the game. We got one of the best cornerbacks in the game. We got
Running
one of the
back,
best safeties in the game. We got running
We're talking
Real
about
quick,
right tackle
everyone.
right now.
We
Though.
don't have dominant offensive
guys.
linemen, and you need that if you're gonna win.
Stephanie here.
Definitely.
Stephanie.
What's up? Hey, real quick, Ryan. Ryan went off
Who's
camera.
Stephanie?
Ryan,
Hey, I just
why are
come
you
with
going
that
off camera,
man.
Ryan?
Ryan, you can come on back,
Hey,
man.
Ryan!
Terrado, you were giving me a Mike Singletary flashbacks. I was waiting for you to say, "I want winners." Just saying.
I played linebacker in college. I played linebacker in high school, man.
Where'd you play college ball at?
I won winners. I played at Virginia Union University, Shawan University. I also played Henrico High School in Richmond, Virginia. You know, Virginia is the state of defense. I could run down. It's so many sacks and tackles in the state of Virginia. I'll start with Charles Haley, Gladys, Virginia. Bruce Smith, Chesapeake, Virginia. Cam Chancellor, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Lawrence Taylor, Williamsburg, Virginia. We
That's some
believe in
education right there.
getting down and getting it, man. Willie Lanier, Richmond, Virginia.
We did draft the pass
defensive
rusher
guys.
from Virginia. Then that's what we got to
You
do.
guys, I have to get going.
Cleveland Farrell. Oh, no, don't leave that, Aaron. Cleveland Farrell, Richmond, Virginia.
We're going to close this down. We're going to close it down. It's been an hour and a half.
Hey, we signed Farrell, so we'll see what we do with him.
Yeah. So anyway,
And
we're
we got
going
his other guy with him.
to shut it
Austin
down,
Bryant.
guys. It was nice bringing
Austin
you on,
Bryant.
Terrell. I love your fire. I love your passion to the
do
show,
too.
man.
I love you, Beto. Hey, Beto, really? Hey, you're a class act, man. God's anointing is on you, Beto.
Appreciate that.
I can see your spirit coming through. You're a kind hearted, good man. And and we need you, and we need more like you. And I love you. Not besmirching anybody else, even crazy little Ryan. He saying little things in there. The Aaron and my man on the side. I think it's Basar. Am I saying that right? Basar. Bashar. Man, y'all are excellent, man. Y'all inspire me. Y'all inspire us. You see,
you inspire me. You've been in my chat a long time. I never knew you were talented.
I've been trying to get him on my show, man.
Now I feel like I've been doing you a disservice by not like asking you to come on or something.
Hey, I'm here for you. I work at a 911 center, and as I said, I'm an ordained elder. So whenever people are in need, shout out to my people in Mississippi who are going through some tremendous things. It's not too far from Crawford, Mississippi, where the great Jerry Rice was born. You see him in the background there. October 13th, 1962. That is his birthday. He's 2 days away from my wife. Amen. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to shout you out, Beto, man. We love
appreciate
you.
that, brother.
Love what
appreciate
you do.
that.
You keep doing, and send me that Cash App too, because I want to contribute to all the giveaways you do. My duck finally won. It lost last time, but you the dude.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you, man, and we're definitely going to have you on my show as well. I know my boy Aaron will contact you by bringing you onto his. We appreciate you, everybody that tuned in, and I apologize. Ryan wasn't feeling all too well at the end, so he had to leave. But I apologize in his behalf. I appreciate everybody that showed up tonight, hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Continue to follow the nWo. Make sure to follow Aaron, Ryan, and Bashar as we rotate each other's channel. And just to make something clear, this is the nWo is all four of us. We just rotate channels. So I like to call us the Four Horsemen, and we love to bring you on. You know what I mean? So with that said,
I'm gonna say fan.
Yeah, with that said, I'm gonna say good night, everyone. God bless for tuning in and participating. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Peace.